David. So, Shannon, can you see this happening?
I cannot. Shaq Barrett has made it abundantly clear. Shaq Barrett was not doing the politically correct thing and says, I don't want, I would love to come back. Shaq Barrett says, I'm looking to break the bank. And I don't know, Skip, some team is going to give Shaq Barrett 5 years, 6 years, probably $135, $140 million. And he's going to probably get somewhere around $70 million in the first 2 years. I don't see how Tampa matches that. Levante David is looking for, this is his last chance at a big payday. And this is an opportunity now. Could they franchise Chris Godwin? Sure. He's not going to be happy because he knows, Skip, at $15.8 million, I think that's the tag number for a wide receiver.
Yep.
Guess what happens next year when you got to split all those catches and your numbers are not what they were? That 15.8 next year might be, as a free agent, might be 12. He's going to want a long-term deal. I've never seen very few people have been happy with the franchise tag because you know basically it's a one-year deal. And anything can happen in a 1 year, a la Dak Prescott. And Lord forbid something were to happen along the lines of Alex Smith. So guys want that long-term financial security. So I don't see a scenario, Skip, in which they bring all three of these guys back. That's wishful thinking. But there's a reason why. Is that when you win, Skip, people come raid your hen house to steal your eggs. So you got some of the best players. Mm-hmm. They want them on their roster. Somebody's going to throw... There's a reason why, Skip, quarterbacks are the highest paid. The next highest paid is what? Pass rushers. So if you got somebody throwing the ball, I need somebody to go get his ass and put him on the dirt.
Yep.
That's what Shaq Barrett is. And Shaq Barrett is in his prime. He's never had a payday. He's made it abundantly clear, Skip, I need that. Our undrafted free agent, been playing for minimum contracts. Last year was the first year he made any money. And he really didn't want to, Skip. He wanted to go to Cincinnati because Cincinnati had a 2-year deal, which was going to give him some security that he wanted. But they failed him on his physical for his shoulder. They snatched the deal off the table. He ended up taking a 1-year deal with Tampa for $4 million, parlayed that into the franchise tag. But I don't see it, Skip. I don't see a scenario in which they keep all three. Maybe one. Now, maybe if you franchise tag Levante David, he's not going to be happy about that because he knows somebody got $12, $14 million out there for him over 3 or 4 years. Chris Godwin, he's not going to be happy because that 1-year deal, Skip, and you come back, they're going to spread the ball around. AB going to get his because AB will be there the whole year. Mike Evans, he'll be there the whole year. Gronk will be there, and Gronk won't need to try to play his way back into football shape. He'll be in football shape having played the previous year. And you got Cameron Brake, O.J. Howard. Maybe they move O.J. Howard or something like that. But Scotty Miller, the other guy, Tyler Johnson. So for me, Skip, I don't see any way under God's green earth that they bring all three of those guys back.
Shannon Sharp, I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings, but you're going to have a long, hard year in your seat next year. A lot of Blue Mondays for you.
I bet you 5 cases right now they don't bring all 3 of them back. Right now, 5 cases. That's wishful thinking. Pro Football Focus can throw in all the scenarios they want. I got 5 cases. All 3 of these guys don't come back.
Done.
Gotcha.
5 cases.
5 cases.
Thanks to Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr. I just won. What did he win for me? 10 cases?
Yeah, he got you.
Thank you.
He got you a couple.
Yeah, he got me a couple. I like my chances. Bruce Arians says to all these guys, your ass ain't going nowhere.
Bruce Arians, that's tequila.
We'll see.
That's that avocado tequila that Tom was on. He had gave BA
Maybe. I don't think he needs avocado. He
had a real deal.
He just got the straight stuff. Okay, it starts with the first domino, and the first domino is Chris Godwin. He's really good. Just a year ago, Pro Football Focus ranked him #1 of any receiver in total grade for the year before Tom Brady got there. And then he had to share the sugar. But what a great year to have a receiver coming due because of the pandemic, the cap is plunging, and all of a sudden, all the tags are plunging accordingly to the cap plunging. So you can get a receiver on a first tag for, as you say, $15.8 million.
Right.
My team, the Dallas Cowboys, had to give Amari $21 million a year ago because he was free.
Correct.
Okay, so 15.8 for Chris Godwin would be a steal of a deal. But it's right there in the palm of your hand if you want to use it.
Right.
Would it make him unhappy? Maybe, to a certain degree. But if they're on their way to winning a back-to-back Super Bowl, that would help mitigate some of the anger. It would help soothe it over a little bit.
Skip, that guy's played 4 years. He's won a Super Bowl. He wants his opportunity at that what we call generational wealth.
Okay.
This is his opportunity.
Okay, but the team has the right to do this, and then it would be up to Tom Brady to try to keep him, make him happier than he would be when they tag him.
Right.
Okay, now to Levante David. I had lost sight of this, but you want to talk about a valuable piece to this puzzle? I knew he could cover, but not until the Super Bowl, not until Travis Kelce did it hit me like 10 tons of bricks. He can mirror Kelce. He took him man most of the game, and I'm not going to say he took him out of the game, but he sure did.
He did a hell of a job.
Did he nullify him? Didn't he at least contain him?
Yes.
He made it hard for Patrick Mahomes to find Travis Kelce his ultimate security blanket.
And guess what else, Skip? 31 other teams saw that. So somebody's going to be willing to pay premium price for that.
Stats over the last 2 years. Levante David ranks first at his position in coverage grade. First in the whole NFL.
Yes.
And in what are called passing stops, where you have somebody solo and you stop the pass.
Yes.
You get your hand on it or it's incomplete, whatever. He has 57 of those stops over the last 2 years. That's 14 more than any other linebacker. Okay, so value. But they're saying, hey, they're going to pay him pretty good value here. He's 31, so he can't get the kind of payday Shaq is looking for.
Right.
But now we get to cap space. I see it all over the map. I've seen that they have the 4th most cap space. I've seen it down to 12. But still, let's just do 12.
Yeah.
28-ish million, somewhere between 28 and 30 million, is still pretty good for the team that just won the championship, right?
Because you look at some of the other teams that skipped that weren't close to the Super Bowl, and they like 50, 60 million over the cap.
They're done. They're dead in the water.
New Orleans.
That is correct. Okay, so you have some money to play with. You just have to spend wisely.
Then you just signed, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Skip, they signed Ryan Suckup. They gave him a 5-year extension. So he probably caught $2-3 million this year against the cap.
Whatever. He was really good this year. I got to say, quietly really good.
He was Mr. Irrelevant at one point in time.
He was Mr. Irrelevant, but he was Mr. Irrelevant this year because he did not miss a big kick. So he never came up on this show because there was no reason to say, what have you done to me, Ryan Suckup? They come and go year to year, but so far so good. Okay, so now we get to the big ticket item, Shaq Barrett. Well, they're projecting that he would stay for 4 years, $68 million. That might be a little shy, just a little shy, because that's only, by my math, that's just $17 million a year. I just don't know if you can do that.
No, sir.
Because DeMarcus Lawrence is at 20. Okay, so you got to go in there somewhere.
And that's the thing, Skip. The thing is, when you watch Shaq, Shaq just doesn't rush the passer. Shaq plays the run. He sets the edge extremely well.
In fact, their ranking of him as a pure pass rusher is not great. He's like 12th in the league. He's pure off the edge. Remember, we're thinking of Green Bay and Kansas City. But I watched every snap of every game, and there were some games where he kind of came and went. You didn't notice it.
Well, you Skip, you know, you pay a guy that comes that has 19.5 sacks a year before. You pay him a little extra attention.
Okay. Just remember, you have the ultimate free agent magnet in Tom Brady. And he is advertising now on Twitter to me, it's message sent to potential free agents, come down, join us in Tampa, sunshine, surf, Super Bowls, and no state income tax, right? Well, the no state income tax is pretty great, right?
That 6-7% adds up.
Okay, so they know that there's a bonus on top of this. Shaq knows it, and Levante knows that there's a bonus because they're not going to take a big, hey, we live here in Los Angeles, they're going to take a big old chunk of it, am I right?
Yeah, they take a bite out of it.
A big old chunk, and I lived in New York for quite a while, and they take an even bigger chunk out of it.
Yeah. I feel like, Skip, you remember that commercial, McGruff, the crime dog? Help take a bite out of crime?
That is correct. They take a bite out of your...
They take a bite out of my back pocket with these taxes.
Yeah, it feels like it's a bite out of your butt is what it feels like.
It is.
Okay? So, again, this is huge drawing power with Brady as the centerpiece of saying, hey, come have fun, because Arians is fun to play for. I think they all had a pretty good time this year.
Well, Skip, hold on. Now, if you can get Shaq, say someone's out there that's offering Shaq 21, 22, and you can get the 19, he's like, okay, I'll stay. Because that state income tax, I'm going to get that back. I'm going to get that $2 million back. That's my case. Okay, so... That's my case says, because it could be 5 cases, right? Okay, so now you've got Gronk, and you got AB, and you got Fournette. As
valuable pieces to this puzzle because
Gronk ain't going nowhere. Gronk has made it abundantly clear, Skip. He only wants to play in the NFL if he can play with Tommy.
Okay.
AB is limited in where he can go, considering his history.
Okay, I just named 3 players who scored touchdowns in the Super Bowl. And 1 year ago today, where were they?
Gronk was on the team.
Gronk was WWE, right?
Yeah.
And AB was just in a lot of trouble, and we
Yeah.
weren't even sure he'd ever play again.
Right.
And Fournette had been cut by Jacksonville, and we weren't sure about his status
Right.
going forward, how valuable he was.
Right.
And in fact, Arian said the other day that there was a moment when they were going to have to